Good YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that instant basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there forever. And we're going to talk about how the Clippers had some problems that they had to figure out to get a win over the Wizards. And they did. 110 to 106. Their defense really stepped up in that fourth quarter, getting steals, getting blocks, getting high percentage shots, and just doing it more than what the Wizards could. The Wizards go to 10 and 32 now, and 6 and 14 at home. The Clippers go to 19 and 23 and 18 and 14 on the road. 26 to 26 by the end of the first quarter. Clippers won was winning going into halftime because they won the second quarter 28 to 27. They did lose that third quarter 28 to 25, but the Clippers won the fourth quarter 31 to 25 to win another game, which is much needed if they're going to be in the playoffs. Their record was terrible just only a month or two ago, and they have turned it all the way around with Kawhi Leonard missing a lot of games in the beginning of the season. Now he's missing more games in the middle of the season, but they still figuring out how to win without him also. Something that they didn't really do enough of when he got injured in the beginning of the season. John Collins has been a real help. He's been scoring in the paint and providing spacing and grabbing boards. He didn't grab a lot of them today, though. 26 minutes, 11 points, 5 of 7 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, 4 rebounds, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 offensive rebound out of the 4. 4 personal fouls and a +2 and plus minus. Had a nice block in the fourth quarter, ran the break, attacked the paint, scored in the post. He just been another scoring option that they can go to, and it worked throughout this game. Zubac was another one scoring all those hook shots over and over again, taking his time, getting his body squared up, getting the space to get it off, and it worked more times than not. He went 7 to 10 from the field and had 14 points and 12 boards. It was much needed for them to get this win, and that's what he can do for you. He missed some time, and it's good to see him back for a couple games. 1 assist, 5 turnovers, 1 block. He also had 3 offensive rebounds out of the 12, and he also had no personal fouls and finished as a -3 and plus minus. But 5 turnovers is a lot for a player like him who's low usage and doesn't really do much when he gets the ball because he already knows what he's trying to do before he gets it, and mainly his teammates do too. And then James Harden, the MVP of their season last year and probably this year too, depending on who he asks. He had 36 points, led the game with that. He also went 9 of 17 to get it. That was efficient. He missed every single three though, 0 of 5 there, but he got 18 of 20 free throws to go his way, and that's a huge amount of free throws for one player. But they just couldn't guard him. They just didn't know what to do with them. And when they found out a way to do it, he hurted them with the pass. He finished with 9 assists and 3 turnovers, which is a good night for him. He also had 7 boards, one steal, 1 block, 1 offensive rebound, 2 personal fouls, and he was a -3 and plus minus. And then Chris Dunn, 39 minutes, 10 points. He went 3 of 6 from the field, got a nice layup and a nice 3 to go down. And he also went 1 of 2 from 3 and 3 of 6 from the field and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He did have 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 turnovers. He also had 1 steal in the block. He also had 2 offensive rebounds and 3 personal fouls and was a -2 in plus minus. Kobe Sanders, 22 minutes, 8 points. He ended up being the only starter to not getting double figures in points tonight. And he also went 3 of 11. That is one of the biggest reasons why. But he still went 2 of 5 from 3 before the end of the game. He did have 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, -15 and plus minus. You don't know what you're going to get out of Kobe Sanders every game, but anything is better than nothing. And he gave you, some aggression, but it didn't really work in his favor a lot in this one. But Nicholas Batum, he also went 1 of 4 from 3. He usually shoot better than that, just not tonight. 3 points in 19 minutes. He did have 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 1 offensive rebound, 3 personal foul, and a +3 and plus minus. Brook Lopez, 20 minutes. He had 6 points. He went 2 of 7 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He's mainly out there to knock down threes. Not so much in this one, but at least he still scored and helped on the boards with 2. Everybody in the starting lineup got a rebound or more, and the bench did too. He also had 4 steals and a block. You know, Brook Lopez is going to try defensively to get plays to happen for him and his teammates, and it worked in this one. He also had no personal fouls. One was a +3 and plus minus. And Jordan Miller had another good game, 28 minutes, the most off the bench. He also took the most shots with 11. He went 5 of 11. You were taking that any night. The only problem was he missed all his threes, 0 of 2 from 3, but he did make 6 of 8 from the free throw line and finished with 16 points. He also had the most rebounds off the bench with 5, the most assists off the bench with 3. He also was tied for the most steals with 4. He only had 1 turnover and a block. He also did have 4 personal fouls. That was a problem because he didn't play a lot of minutes to begin with because he was coming off the bench. They never really do, especially on this team when it's fully healthy. But 3 offensive rebounds is what he was able to give out of the 5, 2. And then Cam Christie, as long as he's coming in and scoring some type of way, you're happy. He had 19 minutes played and had 6 points. He was 1 of 5 from the field and 0 of 2 from 3 and 4 of 4 from the free throw line. He ended up having 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 turnovers, 1 offensive board, no personal fouls, was a +16 and plus minus by the end of the night. And then the Washington Wizards, Chris Middleton had a nice mid-range in the paint. Then he was able to knock down 2 threes. He finished 2 of 5 from 3 and 3 of 10 from the field. Also 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He had 11 points. Everybody in the starting lineup scored in double figures in points for the Wizards. They all had a rebound or more, and an assist or more, and everybody off the bench got a rebound or more too. They did make it a little hard for the Clippers to be able to win this one, but the Clippers still figured out how to get it done. But Middleton had 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, and 2 offensive rebounds, 1 personal foul, and a +6 and plus minus. He did a lot of little things in this game that really works well for the team. He can do that. He knows how to play winning basketball. He knows how to make winning plays. He knows how to score when he can. He's a little slower. He's a little bit more articulate when he's trying to attack, but he's still a guy that can do a lot of things for you when he's healthy and he's looking forward to doing it. Keyshawn George, his jump shot is what he was relying on a lot in this one. He wasn't really getting to the basket that much in this game. In 34 minutes, he had 18 points. He went 6 of 16 from the field and 2 of 6 from 3 and 4 of 5 from the free throw line. He did have 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 6 turnovers with 3 steals. He also had 2 offensive rebounds, 3 personal fouls. It was a +4 and plus minus. And then Alexandre Sarr, he led the team in scoring. This game showed you the things that he can do, whether it's stealing to score in the paint, get into the paint, knocking down shots on the perimeter, and rolling hard to the basket. He's using that size and athleticism to the best in this one. This is why he was drafted number 2, because games like this can happen. 28 points, 9 of 19 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 6 assists from the free throw line. He did have 6 boards. He should have more rebounds in the future once he start figuring out every single team, and you get used to it depending on how long you play in the league, how healthy you are. You start to figure out those things. 2 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. He will add 1 offensive rebound out of the 6. 2 personal foul, was a +11 and plus minus. A good game from him. Then you look at Carlton Bub Carrington. He ended up playing 37 minutes, had 17 points. He went 7 of 12 from the field and 3 of 7 from 3. The defense cut him from the basket, so he took a lot of mid-range and pull-up threes. If you're the Clippers, you're living with that. He was able to make them tonight, which sucks. But, you know, that's the things that you have to do as a strategy. And it just was his night from the perimeter. But he still had 6 rebounds and 7 assists. He also had 5 turnovers, which is too many. But, you know, the defense put him in some tough situations, and he was a little obvious sometimes too. So that doesn't help. 1 block, 1 offensive rebound, 4 personal fouls, and a +3 and plus minus. And then Trey Johnson played 30 minutes. He was really scoring the ball really good too. From the perimeter, he had 15 points. He went 6 of 12 from the field with jump shots. And then he also went 3 of 7 from 3. He also had 1 rebound and 5 assists and no turnovers. He had 2 personal fouls and was a +14 and plus minus. Marvin Bagley didn't have double figures off the bench, but he still scored and went 2 of 5 from the field and 2 of 2 from the free throw line and ended up with 6 points in 17 minutes. He also had 8 rebounds, which was the most off on the team, and that was good to see. He also had an assist and 4 turnovers. That was probably the worst part of his night, was the turnovers, or the fact that he had 3 personal fouls in 17 minutes, but he also did have 2 blocks. So he was coming in and trying to help the game State be good for the Wizards as long as he was out there, and he did help them a lot. And it just didn't work out for him in the end. 7 offensive rebounds out of the 8, which is a lot, and a minus 15 and plus minus. Justin Champagne had a nice layup and a nice 3-point shot in this game. He finished with 26 minutes and 9 points and was shot 3 of 5 from the field and 1 of 2 from 3. He also went 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He also had 4 rebounds and 3 turnovers with a steal. He also had 2 personal fouls and was a minus 10 and plus minus. Jameer Watkins, 19 minutes, 1 point. He went 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He missed his only 3. Also went 0 of 2 from the field. He had 7 rebounds and 1 assist, no turnovers, 1 block, 2 offensive rebounds, 5 personal fouls. The 5 personal fouls ended up being the most on the team, even though he came off the benches. That's a crazy amount, but it's true. He was a minus 12 and plus minus, and 18 minutes. Will Riley had 1 point because he went 1 or 2 from the free throw line. He did take some shots, but he missed all of them. 0 of 5 from the field and 0 of 2 from 3. 2 rebounds, no turnovers, 0 personal fouls, and a minus 21 in plus minus. 78 field goals for the Clippers, 46%, 43 for the Wizards, 86 of them, 43% for them. 28 3-pointers by the Clippers, 18%. If they would have shot the threes a little bit better, this would have been a blowout. But the Wizards shot 35, which was more than the Clippers. They shot 37%. That kept them in the game. And the fact that they shot 86% from the free throw line on 22 attempts. But the Clippers shot 38 on 87%, which actually helped them win the game. Then 48 total rebounds for the Clippers, 45 for the Wizards, 27 assists for the Wizards, 20 for the Clippers, 16 turnovers for the Clippers, 19 for the Wizards, 7 steals for the Wizards, 12 for the Clippers, 5 blocks for the Wizards, 6 for the Clippers, 15 offensive rebounds for the Wizards, 12 for the Clippers, 31 defensive rebounds for the Clippers, 30 for the Wizards, and 22 personal fouls for the Wizards, 16 for the Clippers. It ended up being a game that you had to watch all the way to the end to see who was going to be able to get the W. And those are the best games to watch, especially when you have a guy like James Harden and good supporting cast around him. You know he's going to do something crazy. You know he's going to do something exciting. And, that's what you want to see him do is operate that offense. And he's one of the best engines in NBA history. And he's continually to show that even at his advanced age in the NBA. And then you also have to look at it like the Wizards had a good chance of winning it. And at one point you probably thought that they would, but they collapsed and kept turning the ball over. They kept beating themselves, and they put themselves in a more uglier situation than they had to be in. And the Clippers took full advantage of it. They took the chances, they took the gambles, and it paid off because they ended up getting the win in this one. So it makes sense to play that way. It makes sense to try to go for those things, especially when sometimes that's what you need to do to beat a team that feels like they can beat you. And the Wizards did. They had a chance. It just didn't work out for them. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell to get that analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today, hopefully with more analysis.